haven't read your word today, I got you. Share this with someone that needs to hear. Today we're on chapter 7 of Matthew, verse 13 through 14. It says, "Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there by which go in their threat. Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it." The only way to life is through Jesus Christ, through faith in the blood of what's in my hair, bro. What the heck? You know what? We're not going to. I'll worry about that later. But the way that leads to life is through Jesus Christ, through his sacrifice, through his blood atonement, being making us righteous. That's how we get to heaven. And every day, once you receive that grace through faith in Jesus, we're supposed to be walking in faith, doing things that please God, that don't displease him. When you know this, you know that we're supposed to be walking in faith every single day, seeking God, running to God, no matter what. Something that's been helping me grow in my walk with God is just being open with him, open with how I feel, open with how everything makes me mad, everything that makes me happy, all that. Because when you're talking to God about everything, you're always going to be venting what's on your heart, and it's not going to stay here. Because when it stays here, this is where you start trusting your own thoughts. What do I feel about this? How do I feel about this? And when I realized that, that's what the path that leads to destruction. Trying to do it on your own. When you don't acknowledge God and bring in the God into situations you're having or going through, that's when you're leaning on your own understanding. Because if you're not talking to God, who are you leaning on? People that fail. You're leaning on your own thoughts that fail. You're leaning on everything else but God. But when you lean on God, you will not fail, because that path is going to be, God leads you on a righteous path that's going to lead you to life and his will for your life, instead of leading you away. But the Satan wants us to be like, oh, I don't need God, that I can walk this path. I know what's best for me. And when you start thinking that, you start forgetting your need for God, and you lose sight of what's important. And when you do that, that's how you lead to death. Because when you keep walking in these things, you forget about God. You forget about faith in Jesus making you righteous. Why? Because your lifestyle doesn't reflect that you truly believe in Jesus. If your lifestyle isn't reflecting that, you're going to keep having thoughts in your mind. Am I truly saved? If I'm living like this, am I truly saved? And that shouldn't be a condemnation to you. That should be a conviction that makes you think, I need to change the way I'm living to reflect the love of Jesus, instead of reflecting, I love the world, but I know Jesus. I happen to know him. Like a side thing. Go all in for Jesus. I love you, but Jesus.